To the Moon by Jodie Shepherd. Chapter 1 Astronaut Neil Strong. "Hey! That's almost my name," Neil shouted. He was at the Space Museum with his class. In front of him was a photo of the first person on the moon. Neil Armstrong. "Awesome," Neil exclaimed. "Someday it's going to be me, Neil Strong, who walks on the moon." The spacecraft Apollo 11 carried Neil Armstrong and 2 other astronauts to the moon. On July 20, 1969, the world watched on TV as Neil Armstrong stepped onto the moon. One small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. Neil Armstrong. Astronauts last visited the moon in 1972, said Neil's teacher, Miss Pelosa. But scientists are talking about making moon landings again. With human astronauts or maybe with androids. It could happen in the next 10 years. Neil read a sign. The moon is about 240,000 miles away. It's the only other place in our universe where humans have stood. That's amazing, Neil said. An android is a robot that can move around like a person. Android bodies usually look similar to human bodies. Neil spotted something else amazing. "Look at those moon rocks," he thought. "I want my science fair project to stand out this year. Those rocks would be perfect." Neil sighed. "I can't take the rocks with me. They belong to the museum. If only I could go to the moon and get rocks of my own." Suddenly Neil noticed a model of Apollo nearby. He sat at the controls. "Maybe if I use my imagination." And then, before he knew it, liftoff. Billions of years ago, an object about the size of Mars crashed into Earth. Chunks of rock broke off from Earth and the moon. Chapter 2 Lunar astronaut Neil has landed on the moon. He gasped in wonder. The moon was amazing. And there was someone else there with him too. An android. "I am Luna," it said. "Welcome to the moon. Good thing you wore your space suit. The moon gets burning hot and freezing cold. And it has almost no air. Your space helmet gives you oxygen to breathe." From Earth, the moon appeared to change shape. But it does not. We just see different amounts of the moon. What we see depends on where the sun, moon, and Earth are in the sky. There was a lot to see. Mountains and hills and... "Are those oceans?" Neil asked. "They look like oceans," Luna answered. "But they are large fields filled with dark, solid lava. Since the moon has very little air, there is no sound up there. Astronauts must talk to one another on radios inside their air-filled helmets." Neil spotted a lava rock. He stopped to pick it up for his science fair project. Then he saw footprints. Who could have made them? Chapter 3 Boing. Luna saw the surprise on Neil's face. "Do not worry. Those are Neil Armstrong's footprints," Luna explained. "There is no wind on the moon. So Neil's footprints may last for millions of years." Astronauts from the United States have brought US flags to the moon. All but one of the flags are still standing. Apollo knocked over its flag when it lifted off. "My footprints will last too," Neil thought. "I'll be famous forever." He picked up a second rock. His science project was going to rock. Walking wasn't easy on the moon. But bouncing was. If you weigh 50 pounds, or 23 kilograms on Earth, you'll weigh just over 8 pounds, or 4 kilograms on the moon. "The moon has very little gravity," Luna told him. "On Earth, gravity holds people and other things to the ground. Since the moon has less gravity, you weigh less here." Boingy, boingy. Jumping on the moon was fun. Neil saw craters everywhere. Some were huge. Others looked like large soup bowls. What made these craters? Neil asked Luna, putting another rock in his backpack. The biggest moon crater is about 1,500 miles, or 2,414 kilometers from side to side, more than half the width of the United States. The smallest moon craters are 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters wide. Meteors crashing into the moon made craters on the moon's surface, Luna said. Now turn around and take a look at Earthrise. Amazing, is it not? Earthrise was amazing. But it made Neil really homesick. Chapter 4 Back on Earth. Poof! Just like that. Neil was back at the museum. But he didn't have any rocks. He had imagined the entire mission. Still, he'd learned lots of cool facts about the moon. Neil knew how he could make his science fair project stand out. He'd share everything he'd learned. And he'd look up awesome pictures of the moon to show off at the fair. Even better, Neil thought, someday I'll go to the moon for real.